Hey, everybody. Arlissa here, educator to trader. And I'm going to use today's price action to show you when you get into a good trade, it can be great. You've done all the right things. And then that trade can be invalidated by some Iran news candle. And then you have to gauge whether or not to exit the trade. This is why we look at getting in, getting out. Where are we getting in? Where are we getting out? I'm going to show you all of that in this trade recap. Before I go any further, I want you to like and subscribe. Make sure that you hit the notification bell so you can see all of my content as it comes out. All right, let's get into it. Alrighty, well, we are on Monday, July the 20th, and I'm going to show you how we traded the day, okay? First thing you notice here is that there is a big old gap up. Yes, it gaps up this morning from Friday to Monday morning. We get the gap up. Price opens at 74.89 and then goes on to 75.05. This is a 5-minute chart. Soon after it goes up to 75.05, though, look at there, we start to get a wick. So now, first I want to mention before I get too far, this was the gap that was left from from Thursday to Friday. Remember, we had a Thursday to Friday. This is the gap that was left, the portion of that Thursday to Friday gap that did not get filled. It is still up here from 74.99 because price didn't go all the way up higher than that, all the way up to 75.34.35. All right, this is a remaining gap from Thursday, July the 16th. All right, from 16th to the 17th, that was a gap that was still left there. Okay, so that gap is above and SPX has a gap below. This is all important. So price goes up into the gap. It goes up into the gap here and hits a little place. It goes up to as high as 75.13, where that's our 30-minute range. And then it starts to reverse. That's what the gap starts to do. Not the gap, the price action starts to reverse. It hits 75.13, which was our high of the day. And then, well, high of that 30 minutes, not the day, high of the 30 minutes. And I think it might have ended up being the high of the day. Anyway, we have a low of our 30-minute candle. Y'all know we use the 30-minute opening range breakout as one of our entries. So I marked these green candles, show you the 30-minute high and the 30-minute low. Price comes back into the gap from the overnight gap, and it does tip out a little bit here. It gives a little bit of a dip out to the downside. Now, where we're looking here, right, when it starts doing this, what are we looking to do? We're looking for now our call credit spread. 75, 15, 20 call credit spread is what we take here at the top of this range. We're waiting for confirmation. I need a 5-minute candle to close outside of here, and that's what we actually get on this 10:05 candle. We actually get that, and then price continues to go on down. 75, 15, 20. This is the trade we take in. We took this trade in copy trading. We took this trade in the alerts. We take this trade in the membership. We took this trade in all the places. Okay, SPX alerts. I'll talk to you about these things, but these are 3 services that I offer. I offer copy trading, I offer a membership where I teach and train, and I offer SPX alerts, which is kind of between the two. It's a DIY is SPX alerts. Okay, so anyway, price comes down into the gap. We've got our call credit spread is running here, and it is decreasing as far as value. There is a little dance happening though, so we do get a little bit of a dance that happens. Price does hit about the middle of the gap, 74, 75, 74 in that area, and it starts to go back up. Now 74.70 this morning, if we're looking at the GEX chart, it was a big major node on the GEX chart. 74.70 was an area of support and or rejection, all in the gamma. Knew there was a lot of positioning there. So we expected there to be a bit of a bounce off of the 74.70, and we did actually get that, right? I'm turning on VWAP now so you can see where price is. Price is actually below VWAP, below VWAP. Lets us know our call credit spread is doing okay. I'm gonna switch us to a longer, bigger time frame so we can see what's actually going on. This is the 15-minute chart. Then we get down here. I start looking here and I see that this is a set of tweezers. This is a set of tweezers. Price is going back up to VWAP. So now I'm starting to look in this area in the 74, 60, 65 area. I'm starting to look there for a reversal for a put credit spread underneath here. You do see that price does go back above VWAP, but I'm waiting. I really want to see how does price respond in the 7,500 area, because we've got 75, 15, and 20. Now, generally, once we lose VWAP, that would be an exit place, but I'm giving a little bit of room because I know that 7,500 has been a strong resistance area. So I'm giving it a little bit of space and grace to see what happens when it gets back up to 7,500. Okay. Giving a little bit of room for this call credit spread to kind of dance around. It's still going, but I'm looking down here. So this is in the 10 something, 11 o'clock time frame. So even though price is doing all of this, I actually do go ahead and alert the put credit spread here. 74.55, 74.60 put credit spread. Now, what gave me those strikes? This is what gives me those strikes. The bottom of this candle, right? The low of this candle here, even if I went to a higher time frame, a 30-minute time frame, we have a 2-2 reversal. The low of this candle, 74.62, I went below that for this put credit spread. I'm using this entry here. Invalidation of this put credit spread trade would be if price comes back through this range. All right, so we get in here, $35. I'm not really a fan of that really being enough premiums, but I waited till price got beyond VWAP before I entered, and that's why I end up with less as far as premiums go. Invalidation of this trade would be, and I'm bringing this up because I want you to know when it does get invalidated. Invalidation of this trade is basically a return back through the zone. Okay, back through the zone. I put on a 50% of this candle. I actually put on I use this to put on half of this candle, because once you get past the halfway point, turning back, then a lot of times it will keep going. If you follow the strat, you'll know that it many times if it retraces 50%, it will most likely go all the way back through it. So I put that 50% of the current candle. I wanted to make sure that I'm looking to see where is the possibility that this trade could be invalidated. This one down here, the 74.55.60, where could that be invalidated? And the invalidation is a return back through that zone and passing this 50% mark. Okay, we're still in the call credit spread, still in the put credit spread. Let me keep going. At this point, we've got an iron condor going. Both of these trades are going. This call credit spread really isn't losing much value, even though the price has come up here. This kind of was an indication that something was going on. Something was afoot. This one wasn't really losing in value, wasn't gaining in value either, even though price was coming up here. So the next candle here at 12:30, price does lose VWAP again, and you see it comes right back down to this 50%. Okay, so what happened here? Do you know what happened on this candle? I'll tell you what happened. What happened here was we got Iran news. Iran news came out on this candle. Talked about some a U.S. citizen or U.S. Military person died in Iran as a result of what's going on over there. That came out right before this candle drop. Ooh, massive drop here, which news is something we always have to keep in mind, something we always have to be watching out for. But now this trade, this candle here is kind of like challenging and invalidating, potentially invalidating my trade. So I have to keep in mind we've got two wicks that go underneath there, right? We got two wicks that go under. Price does go back up a little bit. It does decide it's going to go up just a little bit, but it doesn't stay up there, right? You see that it does breach fully, comes all the way down. Now, we actually exited this trade. I exited I'm going to put a arrow here. I actually exited this trade here. When it breached that line, I actually exited that trade there. Okay, right on this candle. I'm not sure if y'all can see it. It's going to get lost in there once I move the mouse. But that is my exit. Once the price dropped below that 50% mark, I closed the trade. All right, I closed it. It got lower than the low of this candle over here, which is a full invalidation. First of all, losing the 50% mark was a yep, might have a problem. But then once it went below the low of this candle, that is a full invalidation. Right? Let me put you a little line on here so you can see. This was the low of that candle. Once the price does a full drop through the low of this candle, that trade is fully invalidated and it had to be closed. All right. This is where I want you to know when you're entering a trade, you need to know where are we going profit wise. I wanted to go up, take off my profit, but you also need to know where am I getting out for a loss? What invalidates my thesis? The thesis for this bullish reversal was invalidated once this price came back through the range. All right. So then this trade here had to be closed. I can move this out of the way. This trade here had to be closed for a loss. I closed it at 155, which left us with a negative 120 on this trade. All right, that trade ended up with a negative 120 there. Let me go ahead and turn off the Strat so we don't have the numbers in the way. All right, that's a negative 120. We did close the trade up here at the top, this call credit spread trade. We actually closed this one by subtracting $10. It really could have gone further, but I try to do a 80% profit keeping, right? So between these two, right, in copy trading, we end up with the loss of negative $80. I do want to show you something. I didn't alert this next trade, but I was ready. I knew this probably was going to pop back up. Okay, we've closed off some of this gap. I knew it was probably going to pop back up. So I'm watching to see what is another entry. What would be another entry for another trade? Here we are at 115. All right, we've taken one good trade. One is now negative, but we're still in the middle of the news. So I'm looking to see what would be another good trade we could potentially take. I tell my community that if we go on up to if we go back to VWAP, we need a pop. We go back to VWAP and reject up here, then that would be another entry. Okay, I'm going to take this off. If price goes back up here to VWAP and rejects, that would be another entry. So what does price do? Price does climb a little bit. And it goes, ooh, 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 here we go. Price does climb back up here. It doesn't quite get all the way to VWAP, but it does get mighty close. And then this whole wick shows you a rejection. This rejection here is, y'all know I always show you where our entries are. The move past this failed to up. This is your call credit spread entry. Once the price goes below the low of this two candle in the middle, that is your call credit spread entry. Passing this failed to up. And where do we put our strikes? We put our strikes above VWAP. Okay, our strikes would be above here. I didn't alert this trade. We looked at it, and again, I was focused on something else at this time, but I did tell my community that this would be the place. 74.80, 74.85, 90, something in there, anywhere above here would be a good. Now this massive, this was a big old drop candle in the 30-minute window. But that call credit spread entry, and you see this trade we had over here, the 74.55.60 put credit spread would have been done, son, had we still stayed in there. We might have saved a little bit of the money if we waited till went up to reject off of VWAP. But when we had the breach down here and the low of the day got breached from back over here, 74.62, that was our exit place. So off we went. This trade here, 74.80, 85, right? 74.80, 85. Ended up being a good trade. I didn't take it in our community. I didn't alert that, but I did talk to them about it. But there's your call credit spread entry based on this 2-3 reversal back to the downside. Yep, and you can let that go all the way now to expiration. The price does do a little bit of popping a little bit later. I'll let the time play. But 2 to 3 trades a day in SPX is plenty. Okay, we've got number one over here where we got the breakout of the opening range. Really, one is sufficient, because if we had just stayed with this one and not even done the second one, we wouldn't have had to fool up with this right here. But with the way it reversed and came back on top of VWAP, it gave a nice reversal. I showed y'all on the 30-minute chart that it was a full reversal and a good entry. The whole point is you need to know what is a good entry and what will you get out. How will you get out of it if it doesn't do what you want it to do? And I showed you that. Another call credit spread would have gone the rest of the day. Price stayed below VWAP. 2 to 3 SPX trades a day. Credit spreads is plenty. Hey, the only thing you can really control when you're trading is how much risk you're going to put on. You cannot control where the price goes, who sends out news, what's going to happen next. You can do all the preparations you want to do. The only thing you have control over is how much risk you're going to put on. And you control where you're going to enter, where you're going to exit. You just have to look at that ahead of time and know ahead of time. Okay. I just wanted to show you today that you really can have all the right things in the right place and be doing all the right things, and the trade can still go against you. The whole thing you need to know is when it does, can you identify that and what are you going to do? All right. Be sure to like and subscribe. First of all, I've got the membership I told you about, that where you learn and earn. I do both of those together. We've got copy trading, where you just make the money and I do the trading and you don't do anything. And then in the middle of those two, we have SPX alerts, where I give you an alert, give you all the entry and exit stuff, and then you have to perform it on your own, right? That's what SPX alerts does. Okay. So either one of those things, you can use the link in the description and come on over here and join us. If you got questions for me, put them in the comments. I really like to see the comments, and I do answer the comments that are put into my videos. All right. Hey, I want y'all to stay green and I want you to get this money. All right. Bye.